What's up guys, Sagi here and welcome to another Tech Gear Talk. Today we're going to check out a pair of wired over-the-ear headphones from Blue called the Mix-Fi. Now these are definitely not your average looking or sounding headphones for that matter, but are they right for you? Let's take a look. You may already know Blue from their wide range of vocal and instrument microphones. Now, if you're not familiar with the production side of audio, you may have heard of their consumer budget-friendly microphones like the Snowball or the Yeti Pro. And when Blue decided to enter the headphone space, they did it with a bang. And I'm not only talking about the robotic, like Terminator 1 looking design, these are the first headphones that I've tested with an internal analog amplifier. And I'll get more into the implication of the design and the unique built-in amplifier later on in the review, but first let's go over some highlighted features. Now, these high-fidelity headphones feature 50mm fiber reinforced dynamic drivers. They have a built-in all-analog audiophile amplifier with passive, active, and enhanced bass modes. Blue implemented a multi-jointed design with an adjustable tension knob for the headband and ear-shaped ear cups for greater comfort. And finally, a reported 12-hour of battery life. But do these features actually translate to performance and value? My goal with every product review is to give you an overview of the product features, but in a way that relates to real-life use. And if you find this review helpful, please let me know by giving it a like and then hitting the subscribe and notification buttons for more headphones and tech reviews. All right, let's start off by looking at what's included in the box. So for a pair of wired headphones, you kind of get a lot. And the first thing I noticed was that this box is much bigger than those of other headphones that I've tested. And more on this later. In this large box, you'll find the headphones themselves inside a protective, heavy-duty carry bag. Once you remove the headphones, you'll see a short cable with a mic and remote, and then a longer cable that's intended for home, office, or studio use. There's also a micro USB cable that's used for charging, a charging adapter, a 2-prong airplane connector, and a 3.5 to 1/4 inch adapter. Now I like that this carry case has an internal pocket so that I can keep all the additional accessories together without worrying about them scratching or damaging the headphones. Let's get to the design, and I'm glad that I get to talk about these headphones in a video because it'd be much more challenging to try to describe the Mix-Fi if I wasn't able to show them to you. There's quite a bit going on over here. I'm going to start with the headband, which is different than any headband I've seen on any other headphone. Now, instead of the traditional rounded headband design, Blue opted for a slightly rounded top portion that then transitions to the sides using this sophisticated hinge mechanism. Now, the tension of the hinges is controlled by the knob on the back of the headband. And moving down to the ear cups, you'll see another hinge which adjusts the length of the headphones. The well-padded ear cups are ear-shaped and large, which I really liked, and I'll get more into the comfort in the next section. This combination of matte gray, the shiny accents, the logo, and the brushed aluminum top are the only available colors. I really like it, and it's a cool looking set of headphones. There are no exposed wires that can be caught on anything, and at the same time I didn't see a left and right channel indicator. At the bottom of the left ear cup you find the micro USB port and a 2.5mm input that's used with the 2 included cables. Now, Mix-Fi uses a proprietary cable which isn't locking, but it's elongated on the one end to provide a more secure connection to the ear cup. Now, some people don't like the idea of a proprietary cable because it's not as easy to replace. And for me, this isn't really a deal breaker because I can get a replacement cable directly from Blue if I ever need one. Now, the last thing you'll notice at the bottom of the left ear cup is a toggle for the internal analog amplifier. And you'll see options for off, on, and on plus. And I'll get into these more in the sound section of the review. All right, so let's get to how the Mix-Fi sound. I started out listening to a few of my favorite songs on my iPhone with the amplifier turned off, which of course isn't the intended use. Like, the iPhone isn't supposed to be able to drive these, but I just wanted to hear them as soon as I got them, and I didn't want to charge them. Now, I remember thinking, these sound okay, not great, but at least I can always listen to them if my battery runs out. Alright, so once I was done being lazy, I actually charged them and then listened to this same playlist. I turned the Mixify to on, and seriously, the music came to life. If you remember, I mentioned that there are 3 settings for the analog amplifier. Off is used for passive listening. That's best used with an external headphone amplifier or with high output audio gear. The on setting engages the Mixify amplifier, and it delivers a noticeably fuller sound with obviously increased dynamic range. Now, if you go to the on plus, this setting activates the amplifier's analog low frequency enhancement circuit, which then delivers really nice amount of additional deep bass. As far as sound profile, in the on mode, which powers on the internal amplifier, the Mixify have a very even bass response. You'll immediately notice an increase in volume. In fact, remember to turn the volume down before you start, or you'll be sorry. I can't imagine anyone listening to these with the volume turned all the way up in the on mode. Okay, so along with the rich and even bass, you'll also notice that the mids are robust and the highs are incredibly detailed. These are definitely some of my favorite sounding headphones. The sound is crisp and accurate. At higher volume, the highs might be a tad brighter than some purists out there might want, but they never really became overly harsh. And don't forget that there is no digital signal processing happening here. This is all analog. If you're looking for more bass, then the Mixify offers the on plus mode, which engages the amplifier's analog low frequency enhancement circuit. This isn't an overwhelming increase in bass, but more of an additional layer of depth in the lows and the mid lows. If what you're looking for is something that's just over the top boomy, these aren't what you're looking for. But if you like bass and you enjoy a full sound stage, these are a really good option. On vocal focus track, these performed beautifully. They allowed the crisp high mids to stay out in front of the mix, and the overall sound was dynamic and balanced. Alright, so let's move on to comfort. And the Mixify adjusts differently than any other pair of headphones that I've tried. There are a lot of moving parts here, and that translates to an overall more customizable fit. The tension toggle at the back of the headband is nice to have, and I had it almost all the way down. Now, because the ear cups rotate, the length adjustment also controls where the headband is positioned on your head. And this made it so that I wore this headband farther forward than with other headphones. Now, the ear cups are awesome. They are large and easily fit over my ears, and there is a ton of padding. I wore these until I ran the battery out, and my ears never overheated, and I never felt fatigue from the pressure. Now, you won't want to wear these headphones around your neck because the metal is going to dig into the sides of your neck. I do want to mention that these headphones are big and they're heavy, weighing in and over a pound. If I was sitting normally and listening to them while I was working or just hanging out, I didn't really feel the additional weight. But if I look down or up, I could definitely feel these pulling on my neck. So you may experience some fatigue there after long wear. There's a lot of padding at the bottom of the headband, so I never felt any discomfort on the top of my head while wearing them, which is surprising given this weight. I can't really explain it. I don't know how they did it. Looking at these and holding them, I was thinking, oh, these aren't going to be very comfortable. But then I put them on and wore them for almost 10 hours, and they were outstandingly comfortable. As far as performance, Blue estimates 12 hours of battery life with medium volume levels, which is kind of low. It's a little strange to even be discussing battery life with wired headphones, but the internal amplifier does need to be powered. These have a built-in 1020 mAh battery, which fully charges in about 3.5 hours. And you shouldn't really listen to them while they're being charged. There is a power saving feature which automatically turns these headphones off when you take them off your head. And I really like this feature because I pretty much never remember to turn headphones off, and I'm always just wasting and running out of battery. And finally, the Mixify do not have any type of active noise cancellation, but because of the design and the ample padding on the ear cups, they do tend to passively isolate very well. Alright, so I really wasn't sure how I was gonna feel about these. They have a very unique look and they're kind of big and heavy. When it comes to sound quality and comfort, these were awesome and definitely worth the $250 in my opinion. I'm easily adding these to my list of favorite headphones. Now, of course, these are wired headphones, so they may not appeal to someone who's looking for a portable wireless headphone. But these aren't headphones that I would consider using on the go anyways. The multi-hinge design is unique and they're extremely comfortable even after long hours of use. The MixFis sell for around $250 and I'll put links in the description to where you can buy these and at the same time help support my channel for free. I really hope that I was able to give you a good overview of the Blue MixFi. If I did, please let me know by giving this video a thumbs up, tweet it, share it, and if you haven't yet, hit the subscribe and notification buttons. You can also find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Tech Gear Talk, and you know what I always say, buy it nice or buy it twice. Good luck and see you soon.